Hello and welcome to Rolling Escapades, Season 2, Episode 17, Part 1. The series in which 9 dudes get together, play Dungeons & Dragons, have fun and put it on the internet.
Nathan, the audience can't eat your jelly babies.
No, but they can experience this.
That's
That's what being here is like.
Having a mini thrown at them.
Obviously, we are not 9 dudes again, we are 6 dudes.
1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9.
Counting.
Rob is ill,
Solid counting, Throndraek.
Andrew is away,
Or me, yeah.
Evan didn't get to sleep last night.
And I'm sitting here.
Sam's just over there. Because he felt like fucking shit up.
No,
That's Throndraek.
blame Jordan.
No, I'm getting fucked up.
Still Jordan's fault.
Yeah. As always, our sponsor is Destai. Try maker of chainmail goodness, such as dice bags and key rings and various necklaces, bracelets, other accessories and whatnot. Links are in the description. Go click, search, buy, enjoy.
My necklace is better than mine. But mine's pretty good too.
Yours can
Upcycling.
conduct electricity.
Yeah. Great.
Well, I mean,
I think hers do too.
Technically, hers do too. Yeah.
Fair point. Fair point.
That took me a little bit longer than it should have done to get.
Yours is more controlled.
Upcycle.
Also, in the description, you can find links to Christopher Rolls, the artist of the campaign. You can find his Facebook page where you can get commissions and his DM's Guild products for things such as Izzy slightly used airships. He has recently re-released his 3 airship type books, which is Izzy slightly used airships, another one with more airships, and one on aerial combat, into one big book thing that you can get on like Fantasy Grounds and stuff, which is quite cool because it used to just be PDF only from DM's Guild. So that's pretty sweet. Cool. Last time, you guys, the Errant Guard, you made your way to Shroudwind, seeking a ship to begin the hunt for the northwest island off the coast of Vervanel. Upon arriving at the town, you were directed to the docks, where you could find Captain Peg and her Kraken's daughters, whom you could hire for a journey. Travelling through town, you bypass a crying halfling couple before arriving at the docks and finding the Drunken Eel Tavern. Shade and Throndraek headed off towards the closest fighting pit to sign up for the fights, whilst Icarus, Parr and Derek headed inside to find Peg. After some bartering with Ketras, the owner of the Drunken Eel, you were directed upstairs where you found Peg playing cards with her officers. After a brief discussion with her, you discovered that the cost to hire Keg or any other sane captain for the venture you were interested in was far outside of your budget.
And thus enter the suspiciously cheap NPC and suspiciously well placed.
She pointed you in the direction of Mad Jack, a captain who would be closer to what you could afford. She told you to find him at the Greasy Flute Tavern, and she also expressed an interest in spending some time with Icarus. Finding the tavern, you quickly discovered where Mad Jack's name came from, as he was talking to a wall.
Are we sure he's insane though?
He might not be.
Inside check.
After a brief conversation,
Insulting a mad person is you could just think, oh. You think insight. No, he totally believes he's talking to someone.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, intelligence check. That man is bonkers.
I mean, he was referring to himself in the third person, and every time he referred to himself, he changed his name.
Old Mad Jack, old Jackie boy, old Mad Jack.
Old Man Jackster, yeah. He every single time it was a different name. Though it was always Old
And he
Man.
thought he was talking to his mother.
No, Mama.
Mama.
See, all I'm picturing now is it's either a demon lord or something else that's just contacting him and just not leaving him alone, it's just driving
No,
him back.
just an
Liam
archfey
just
saying
watched
silly
Psycho
bollocks.
before writing that character is all. Mother isn't quite herself.
After a brief discussion, you'd hired him for your journey, paying him up front, which he requested. I believe it was like 100 gold pieces.
125.
There we go. Before you headed to an inn called Asmodeus's Temptation, Eldoran and Aegis went to sell the horses, having a brief run-in with the Hydra Rovers, who collected their tax in the form of the horses you couldn't sell. So it was relatively easily resolved. Shade wandered around town looking for Shadow Guard activity, but was unable to find anything. Derek went to Succubi Seduction and hired 2 female, not prosecutors. I have written the wrong word there. No, my phone auto-corrected that. That's what's happened.
Politically correct.
I mean, if that's his kink, I guess.
I mean, I've heard worse.
Prosecutes.
2 female prosecutors.
That would be really bad for him.
Yeah.
He's getting critiqued the entire time.
No, I'm thinking that's likely to get him in jail.
Had 2 female prostitutes as cover, whilst he went to try and strike another deal with Peg. He was unsuccessful, but did get some useful information from both her, in terms of how powerful Deadeyes, the leader of the Hydra Rovers, is, and he also got some information from the prostitutes about what the spread of power was within the town. Towards the end of the day, Icarus eventually headed back to Peg and spent the night being entertained by her.
Used and abused.
Yeah, I was going to say used would be more of a word.
Yeah, used, not abused. He enjoys
No
it.
problem with this too.
I'm pretty sure that's abused.
Who knows?
Icarus.
Only he does.
So,
Liam's mind. Basically just Liam playing out his kinks in his head.
Since he's not here, is Icarus now spending the next 3 days with?
you don't know. We'll find out. So, the rest of you want to have any other conversations before going to bed? I don't think.
I'm going to ask how the fight went.
Fight hasn't happened yet.
Did you tell us they weren't fighting today, or?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm fighting
he's-
tomorrow,
Okay.
is what I said.
Then he's got a few days.
I'm going to ask him for my money back. Can I have my money back, please?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, 10 gold.
Easy, cool.
So what are the odds you're getting?
Hmm?
Throndraek. The odds, what are they?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
What was it?
I
You
get
said
them- I
whatever
get-
was in the pot, wasn't
60% of the
I get
pot.
60%
Oh,
of
that
the
was the
winnings.
winnings.
That's
wasn't it?
winnings, that's not the odds.
Not the odds.
If I
don't
make
know
it
the
through
odds.
to the end.
Oh, we'll have to
Just trying to think.
we'll have to see what those are tomorrow and see if we bolster the pots, you know. They could help us on our way.
Cool.
I do have plans elsewhere outside of the building for the evening.
For the evening, cool. Anyone else doing anything evening? Eldoran, what are you doing for your evening?
I want to go back towards where we saw those halflings and sort of look around the area, see if I can find a home that might have included said halflings. If maybe there's someone around of a good-looking nature, I might inquire after a halfling family with a vague description.
Cool. So are you looking to more just sort of look around yourself, or just ask people, ask around?
I would prefer to do it without asking people, but if I can't say anything, then like
That's fine.
40 minutes I will ask.
Okay, so 40-minute timer. Make an investigation check as you sort of just wander around the area best you can.
That could have been better.
I'm a spar with Shade.
Cool.
With my
That's
axe.
6.
That's a 6. Okay, so you spend 40 minutes sort of wandering around the area.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's not a very nicely laid out town. It is, it's just back streets and back alleys the whole fucking way around. So you very quickly are like walking through a place like, I haven't been down here, I've looked down this one, but oh wait, no, I have been here. I've been here 3 times now. But I've got a different direction every time. Where the hell am I?
So he gets lost.
Yeah.
only for a period. He will eventually make his way back to like the main
You
thoroughfare.
can always find your way back to the main road. It's just anything else you're trying to find you
Yeah.
can't find.
And then you're just like, okay, I have no idea where they are.
Are there any people about?
There are some people about. At this point, it's what time is it? We're coming up to after the day of travel. You're sort of coming up to 10 o'clock at night. There are people around. most people are sort of either hurrying home. It's an interesting thing. They're very quick, head down, pushing through places quite quickly, or they are obviously, you've now seen both emblems for the Hydra Rovers and the Blood Brothers.
They're out of work.
Yeah, but they are. There's groups of them sort of wandering around, but they're very clearly heading towards pubs for the most part, or heading between pubs and things like that.
So they were on a street corner, right?
They were on the main thoroughfare.
What's that building?
That building is just some sort of. It's a residence of some sort.
I go knock on the door.
Sure. You knock on that door. It's a weird looking sort of shack. As you went around town, you did notice most of the residents close to the walls were these weird shacks more than anything. You have a knock on the door. There's some rustling, some movement inside. You can see like firelight flickering underneath the door before you hear a voice from the other side. You go, hello, who is it?
Oh, hello. I've got a quick question. I believe you may have seen someone I was looking for. Would you mind opening the door so we can speak face to face?
Make a persuasion check for me.
Hey, that's a better one. That's an 18.
18, cool. You hear a sort of latch being opened from the inside. The door is opened not very far, but it's enough to where you can see a human, male human face. Sort of raggedy beard sort of peering through.
Good evening, sir. This morning my friends and I rode through town and there was a young couple. Seemed to be having some problems. They were looking for their child, I believe. I wondered if you may know who they were.
I mean, I've been at work all day.
Oh, well, that's...
So...
No worries, I just thought if anyone had seen them, it would have been you. Thank you for your time, anyway. If you think of anything, find me.
Shuts the door.
I will give up on that one, I think.
That's fair.
Was the place we're staying at, was it a tavern downstairs as well?
Yes, yeah. An inn is a tavern with beds.
So I was just checking to make sure. I am going to be drinking down there and listening into rumours and just generally chatting with people.
Okay, so it's a bit of a strange tavern, that section, in that it's part of a brothel.
Yeah.
There are people who are downstairs drinking, but for the most part the people who are downstairs are sort of drinking on their own, or a couple of groups, and they're all like, it's quieter, it doesn't get busy like other places do. People come in, make arrangements and go upstairs.
I thought there was two sides to the place.
There is. But
But they have a shared ground floor bar.
Oh, okay, I thought it was...
They do have two things, but you can spend the night in the tavern and hire from the brothel,
Another room.
and they come to the tavern.
Higher across.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So what it is it's mostly like sailors. It's people who are staying overnight, who they go down to the tavern. They have a couple of drinks, have something to eat, hire a hooker, and go upstairs to bed.
Okay. I'm going to be chatting with the bartender then.
Okay.
Just trying to get the general gist of the town, because I've not been here before. Heard of it, but not actually been there.
Yep. Let me just bring up my information. Excuse me. Cool, yeah, this was a female halfling, was the barkeep. Who she doesn't actually stand behind the bar, she is on the bar to serve, yes. Because it's a full-sized bar.
I am going to be drinking while we're chatting.
Yeah.
Because it looks like she's getting back in my talk.
That's fair. I mean, she's friendly enough to an extent. She engages you enough in conversation to keep you there.
But not enough to give too much information away.
Not enough to actually be having a conversation because she's busy, trading, essentially. There are lots of people who come in and want a room.
Yeah, I'm also going to be listening to see if I hear any. You said there were a couple of small groups, but
For simplicity, make a. Are you trying to get information out of her or listen for the most part?
well, I'll be trying to occasionally get information while she's going back and forth. I'm going to be listening more, I guess.
Listen more, of course. So make a perception check.
Oh, that's terrible.
Natural one.
Okay, cool. So
Nothing.
you don't hear anything that's
No.
You
useful.
hear
Yeah.
Lots of that.
Yeah.
All of it from Derek.
and then
Cool.
you realise you're on a quick squeaky stool. So you move.
So then I'm going to go next door and rent a room for an hour.
Okay, cool.
find it nice. Do you know what? It's been a while for my character. Let's say an elf if I can.
Cool. A female elf. She will be called Emerald.
Very creative name.
So we've had Sapphire, Emerald, and
Pearl.
Pearl.
Yeah,
okay.
Liam is literally
Wait
ripping
for
from,
Sapphire,
from
isn't
the
it?
stripper handbook of names. Destiny!
So how much is that?
Will there be a portion?
You're only wanting. Are you wanting? You are asked by the owner if you
Basic room.
a basic room or basic package for an hour.
Hey, you got basic package.
Don't need more than that.
So it will be. It will be 50 gold, and then the hour will be 10 gold. I think.
I think that's what you did for.
Yeah, I think you do.
Because he had 4 hours and it was 80 gold.
That's for 2 people.
Oh right, yeah, so that's 40 gold. So it's just 10 gold for now, but then I guess you're hiring a room in this place, which is different. Okay.
He did hire a room in this place, but he also got a slightly cheaper deal because he was having more women.
Right, okay.
But I was trying to remember what my numbers were. So that's
Last time
cool.
it was 80 gold for the 2 for 4 hours.
2 for 4 hours, and then there was an additional price of the room, but I forgot what the price of the room was.
Probably not 20.
So we'll say you get charged.
Wasn't there some silver in there? Pretty sure you said.
No, I think you gave.
Pick a random number.
Oh, the silver was the thing. It was
It was
2
the room,
silver for
wasn't
the
it?
room. So it's 1
Yeah.
silver for the hour in the room because it's a basic room, and then it will be 20 gold for the girl.
Okay.
That's some.
I'm still wearing my riding cloak, by the way.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Let's see.
That's fine. You
Okay,
enjoy yourself
then I
for
go
now.
back to sleep.
Cool. You head back to the tower because you guys have a room in the actual tavern.
Yeah. But the problem is there are multiple people there.
Yeah, well, you guys have hired the 2 bunk rooms.
Yeah.
That's why I decided to go.
That's
Oh
why
yeah, you go next door.
Yeah.
You go next door
Yeah.
to satisfy your
privacy.
primal desires,
Yeah, you don't do that in the barn.
and then I mean, the owner did say, if that's what you're into, they can be used for that purpose. So, yeah.
What? Sorry, I burped.
Cool. So that all goes fine. Eventually, Derek returns and does his really crappy. I've just had sex swagger.
Hey, that's sex.
Command off protest
Yeah.
charge.
And you all head to sleep, I assume.
Yeah, well, I'm sparring with Shay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm using my axe, but like, if his swing's gonna go to his body or something, I'm just gonna stop short and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so it's
cool.
fine.
Are you guys doing that in the room or out in the
Probably
street?
go
Just out in the
outside.
street.
Cool.
In the room,
That's
I'll
fine.
make a bit too
You can do
much
that out in the
noise.
streets.
Like, obviously, yeah,
Yeah.
there's every now and then we'll punch each other, or like I'll hit you with the side,
That's right.
the face of my axe. Kind of.
You do get people who just stand and watch, but when they realise you're sparring and not actually trying to kill each other, they quickly get bored and leave.
Yeah, that's
Well, then again, it is a free spec. It's free this time rather than to go to manual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why do you want to fight then?
Well, I wasn't going to risk my life for the, what was it? Death. But,
Wasn't going to risk my life for the dead.
Yes.
Yes, Sam, yes.
but
Charisma 6.
I'm playing to it well,
And
man.
it sure
I'm doing it
is.
well. But I have the urge to, punch a few people every now and then, make them bleed. It's, as I said, relief stress and anger. Especially after everything's been happening recently.
Good a reason as any.
What
I
about
haven't had
yourself?
I haven't had a proper fight in a while. So I want to see if Cord is still watching over me.
Who's called?
Would you make a check on that?
You
I
will
mean,
know.
I know, like, I mean, just,
You know who Cord is. He's one of the major deities.
Alright, cool. That's fine.
You know him as the god of storms and strength.
Cool. Fair enough. You do want to just make sure you can test your might against them then?
yeah.
You're pretty good in combat anyway.
If we're getting on that boat, I'm gonna need Cord's favour.
We're all going to need someone's
You
favour.
know what? Not the worst idea.
No, that actually makes a lot of sense.
What about Shadow? So you reckon fighting's gonna make him recognise you?
Well, he saw me through the pits when I was a slave. So if he sees me through this fight too, it shows he's still there.
Can't argue with that. Yeah, we all have our gods, I suppose.
Oh, you a follower of someone?
Loosely, yeah. You heard of the Raven Queen?
You're the again, yeah. She's she's part of the major pantheon.
She's the god of like.
Oh, headshot! Hold on.
The Raven Queen
I
is
don't
the
know where the fuck
goddess
that
of
went.
death.
Sorry.
The goddess of death and fate.
Yeah. Okay.
Damn it!
Nipple shot. All right.
Alright, I'm not getting that one. Stop it! Raven!
Okay.
None of these dead movies are landing.
It's raining.
That just went
baby.
straight past. It just went woo.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't aiming.
You haven't seen many followers.
Oh, I
of
knew
that.
what you were trying to do. I was like, yes.
No, I've not come across it too many. You can probably see why though. From my kind of background.
Well, following the goddess of death isn't the worst thing.
No. You know, especially like who are these two from the pits?
Bane.
Bane and the two evil ones, basically.
Bane and Zahir.
Yeah.
Reference that.
I
Yeah, well,
go.
yeah,
Yeah, I look at the tavern. I go.
yeah.
Anyway, I gotta rest up for tomorrow.
Telling anyone that it might be to the death.
I guess I'll find out.
Fair enough.
Actually, quite quickly.
I'm gonna walk away and go into the tavern and go up to the halfling.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know much about the pits?
I know some.
What's the rules?
Which one are you fighting at?
Say the one.
Yeah, I believe it was Banes
It was Banes
Conquest. I think it was
Yeah.
Banes Conquest, yeah.
Banes Conquest.
And are you... Which are you entered into? It's not the time for the death match, so it's either the... Well,
No, yeah,
the free-for-all death match. Are you entered into the bracketed fight to the death or the
Yeah.
fight into to the death? Wonderful.
Wonderful.
I'll be there.
That's like wonderful. I will milk you for all the money you have left.
Yes,
Because
because
you're
you might
not
not
coming
be
back.
here.
So actually, I guess you're at the bar, so you'll probably hear me.
Yeah.
Oh,
That lower
You're over
perception
here.
check.
do you know what?
That's a fair point, yeah.
Yeah, you're at the bar. You will overhear this conversation.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
I will do a mild double take.
Yeah,
This is
like,
why I didn't
will
do
it?
anything else.
Yeah.
Outside the-
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
for fighting, it is done in brackets. It is dependent on how many entrants there are. To be put into some sort of bracket. They are randomised to an extent. They do normally like to put those who they think are likely to win at the ends, so we have a more interesting final. You will enter into the pit with one other person from opposite ends, and one of you will leave the pit alive.
Potions. Can I use my axe? Or do they supply weapons?
You can use your weapons. You're allowed to take in your weapons, your armour. Because it is Banes Conquest, this is not one that poisons are allowed in. So that's something. You are allowed to use potions, healing potions, before and after fights, but no other potions are allowed. And you may not use them during fights. You don't look like much of a spellcaster, but in case you were, you are allowed to cast spells. But
Alright.
The only other thing of real note is you are not allowed help from outside of the ring. No one else is allowed to help you.
As expected.
If it is, if it appears as if someone is helping you, or helping one of the fighters, then following the end of the fight, the person who appears to have had exterior help will be executed.
Very well. How much for a beer?
It will be 2 silver, please.
Can you get me a
That's
beer?
I'll put it on my tab.
Yeah.
True mercenary there. Yeah, excellent. Death. So a lager, please. Cheers, mate.
Fuck this.
I don't care. I want a beer.
As you said, you got it, but I just went. Could you buy me a beer? Because I have no money.
Do you know what? Yes, I've been buying drinks, so
Yeah, you
that's how I
are
paid a gold
totally
for my
classic.
series of drinks.
Yeah, we'll go for
And
it
just one.
over the course. Yeah.
I'll then just drink that and
Would
go
you
to-
would you like to be loosened up for your fight?
No thanks.
Very well.
Celebrations are afterwards.
I look forward to it.
Personal offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that sounded like.
She looks forward to making money.
So, Swin knows this is a pointless endeavour, but Pa doesn't. So Pa's going to have a wander down the docks and have a look for a particular kind of boat that he may have seen several years ago.
Yep, I know what you're looking for. That's
Yeah.
cool.
If it just happens to be in the docks.
At this point, what's the light like? Actually, the docks are kept well lit on account of the fact that nobody wants their ship stolen. So go ahead and make a perception check.
Ooh, that's a. Oh, that's better than I thought. Okay. 18.
You are fairly confident, not 100% because there's a lot of ships, it's hard to go through, but you're fairly confident that ship is not there.
Yeah. It's more of a double check of I
Yeah.
don't want this thing to be
Oh yeah,
here.
yeah. Yeah, you're fairly confident it's not there.
Good. Good.
So
All I really wanted to do.
yep, cool. Fine. So
Don't go shit.
No strange boat.
anything else for the evening, or are we all happy?
Yeah, that's all I'm doing. Unless you'll start
Yeah, I've had
conversations, but
Cool.
after my beer, I go to sleep.
I'm going to let him rest.
Yep.
Plus, I have
Cool.
business to attend to.
So
Before I sleep,
yep.
maybe I should probably maybe pray. I don't. If you pray to the Raven
Yeah, you
Queen,
can pray to the Raven Queen. Yeah, someone you can pray to.
Throndrake's opponents die.
So I like the way you do. So she is the goddess of death. She watches the boundary between life and death.
Yeah.
She doesn't just.
I know.
She's
But
not
it's
like.
worth it. Maybe.
She doesn't just strike people down.
Yeah, I
she
know,
is.
I know.
Yeah. She's more of a
Well, you know, death and what though?
death and fate.
They could.
Yeah.
It's she. People's fate. She believes that
Yeah,
people's
she-
fates are tied to a path. That is their path.
Okay.
And
Maybe it's just fate.
things should stick to the path they're on.
Yeah.
which also means when their life should end, that is when their life should end, which is why she hates undead.
That's fair.
Like, absolute disdain for undead. So you can pray to her for his opponents to die, but if they're not due to die, she won't kill them.
Yeah, that's fair.
But go ahead, you can. Yeah, you spend your time praying.
You need to laugh at everything he does.
Cool. So you guys all have a long rest.
Yeah.
I changed the spell.
Cool.
Don't need to find students.
No.
You might.
Zone of Truth instead.
You want to ride a manatee?
That would be very cool. I would love to ride that.
In the morning, you are the two elves. You spend the night in the room. Well, actually, there isn't anywhere else for you to go, so you'll have to spend the night in the room. Never mind, ignore me.
Well, when I wake up, I just sit at the window because I don't go upstairs in town, so
Yeah.
we can watch.
Yeah, the halfling's asleep, so you can't go downstairs and do anything.
Not much to do this time. Feel good.
Cool. So,
Make sure no one's robbing us in our sleep.
Pretty sure. Do I have
I
cards?
thought you said Robert this.
in the morning,
I do have a playing card set.
We're playing cards.
you guys are playing cards. Perfect.
Practice. We need to make money off this.
Yeah.
No fish.
Uno.
You are woken to, or in your case, is disturbed from your card game by a knock on your doors.
What time is this?
It's about 9 a.m.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest, I might have gone down earlier than that for breakfast or something.
It's
Someone's phone is not on mute.
I'm
That
pretty
was
sure.
dueling.
I know what that was.
Yeah, that was dueling. I don't know how you've just
I'm
done
normally
something
good at
right. I don't know how you've just done answered the question correctly.
No, that was the reminder.
I was reminding me
Because
of
I
the
was
same
on
sound.
silent, it doesn't do that.
Yeah, I didn't realise it made exactly the same
Man.
sound. That's whatever.
Yeah. No, for the sake of ease, say I'm still in the room.
Well, I mean, you might well just wait for everyone else to wake up before going to go down to for breakfast. You normally eat together to an extent. But
Close the door and I open it.
cool. Door on the other side will eventually get opened, probably by Derek or something. Before you stands a male halfling, very slender, about 2'1", black hair, dark brown eyes, and he looks kind of nervous.
Is it the halfling we saw yesterday?
No,
No.
it's a
Different halfling.
completely different halfling.
Did you say young?
No,
Slender.
slender. I would like Aegis. You can make a history check.
Wow.
You balls
So
are-
one again!
Okay.
Yeah, well, thank God you're not in the fucking fighting pit today.
Yeah. Well,
This is not my day. I think that's a total of 5.
that's fine. No worries. It's cool. Derek has already passed his history check for this thing. You just got a roll now because you did a thing. The halfling sort of looks around at all of you. He's sort of nervously wringing his hands together. Sorry. Could we talk?
Sure.
We're in
Right.
2 separate rooms, aren't we?
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's one like you're the only rooms at the very top floor.
We're basically in the attic.
Yeah.
But
So
it's
he's just
fine,
knocked
I
on.
guess.
Has he gone knocked down Ginger, basically?
Yeah, it's stairs that go up to these 2 rooms, and it's a small corridor. You can knock on both rooms at
Right,
once. That's
cool,
literally
cool.
what he's done.
Oh, okay.
No, I was like, well, I'm not going to do things. If I'm in the other room, okay, I'm with you now.
Alright, which room do we want to all pile into?
Open the other door. What's going on?
That sounds like a great idea. Let's go that way.
Oh!
We're all going to our
Burn!
Off!
My
The door.
yeah,
Yep.
you close the door. My name is Riga. I saw you yesterday, and he points at Derek and says, I saw you yesterday. Next door, briefly. You're not from here, are you?
Nope.
No. Why you don't seem like local people.
look into gathering
I agree.
various rumours, history, see if we can find some treasure and all.
Can you help me?
I was going to ask,
What's
why the
problem,
curiosity with us?
Sort of looks around. Rios is gone. And he just starts crying, like full on bursts into tears.
Okay.
Does the name Rios mean anything?
No, it means fucking nothing to any of you.
So first off, you're going to have to tell us who Rios is in your own time, but if you need our help, we're going to need information.
He does, over time. It takes him like sort of 30 minutes, 45 minutes in between crying and talking.
Go and get him
fix that.
Glass
Calm
of water.
emotions.
Calm emotions? Cool.
I will go downstairs and get me a glass of water quickly as
Glass
well.
of water, yeah.
If
Christmas save, yeah. He doesn't know what the spell is, so he's not
Yeah.
going to attempt to repeat. What's your DC?
14.
He got a 17.
I want to try.
Pass even any other saves we've got, maybe Derek's.
I think he passes everyone's saves. There's no modifiers, so it's just a straight roll.
Jesus.
He's a little hysterical.
Well,
Yeah, that's fair.
Calm him down.
Yeah, so he does, over the course of sort of 45 minutes or so, explain Rios is his lover, his boyfriend. Riga works as a prostitute next door, not entirely through choice, but he doesn't have any skills of use within the town. So therefore his only option as a career is to be a prostitute. Rios is another halfling who works as a carpenter for figureheads of ships near the docks. Rios is skilled at his job and has been working to make money to essentially buy Riga's freedom. And then their plan was to leave the town and head to Jofrine.
When was the last time you saw him?
2 nights ago. 2
And
nights.
where?
Wait, not 2 nights. The
the night before last.
yeah, the night before last. Yeah,
So,
The
36 hours ago or
The
so.
night before we turned up.
yeah, the night before you guys arrived.
Yeah.
Okay. What makes you so
Um,
worried? You could have just gotten lost right before.
He didn't see me before I started work this morning. He always comes and says, "Good morning," and that's how I get through the day.
So if you can, could you just go through your last hour or so with him? So where you were, etc., etc. What
we were-
time?
We were next door. He, comes and pays to spend time with me, so that I'm not with others. And then, when they closed down, he left on his own, and he headed home.
Where is his home?
He gives you directions towards where the home is.
Yes.
Best he can, because it's just a bunch of back alleyways and whatnot.
Now this might be a potentially silly question, but can we go in it? I'm assuming it's locked.
He lives with his parents. You'll
Oh,
find
okay.
his-
So it'll be inhabited. Cool.
Yes. His parents are Osamin, that's his dad, and Verli is his mum. Osamin and Verli Bipto.
Again, this might be a stupid question, but we need to ask everything possible to know as much. Do his parents know about you?
Yes,
Yes?
sort of, maybe, sort of.
Okay.
I don't think they know it's who it's me, but yes,
Right. So they know it's a someone.
yes,
Right.
yes.
So if we were to speak to them, we should keep your name out of it, or
Maybe. I
And
don't
maybe
know.
say they when referring to him.
yes, would
Yeah.
that keep you safer?
Maybe I don't know.
Let's err on caution.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, is there someone that would wish Regus ill harm?
I don't know. He did his best. He always stayed out of trouble. He never annoyed someone. He never got into debt with people. He never entered into the fighting pits. He had a good job, so people knew who he was.
Did he gamble?
He didn't gamble, as far as I was aware. He did everything he could just to.
If they're saving up to try and
Sure.
leave, why would you gamble?
What have you been saying?
Whether or not he's telling the truth is all actually, it's got I didn't get very high, but I've still.
Is it another one?
Oh, it's
No,
a
it's
7 this time. That's 11 total.
That's fine. He got 3.
Okay.
Yeah, he's telling the truth. Yeah.
Okay, so he's not hiding anything.
No. Yeah. As much as he knows. He does go on to say that people disappearing isn't strange. People do disappear, but it's because they've annoyed someone, and they start something with someone, and at night they get jumped. That happens. But sometimes they just get on a ship and leave.
Well, yes.
But
I can imagine that happening.
Not
Where
real.
did he work? Which carpenters was it?
give you
Yeah,
directions.
to that one to a place.
Yeah, it gives you directions down towards the docks. He works for.
That's a weird name.
Yeah.
How'd you spell that?
TH.
TH.
P-B-P-P-P-P-P-P-P-T-T-T. Yeah.
I'm just heading down to. Do you want to come with?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah. Get me from the.
Well,
And
he works for the nail and the board.
Okay. I'm going to ask him, is there anyone who pays for your services that might want to prevent you from being freed?
Oh, a regular customer, maybe.
I don't know. I don't think so.
And who is it that you work for?
I don't work for
He's already said he works
next
for-
door.
Next door.
Yes, but I don't know who they are.
That's
You're-
Shroudwind.
You're forced to work there.
It might not be for what Regus knew, but what he was planning for our young friend.
He's planning to buy the
Next
contract.
door is
But there's a lot of
Bella. The halfling's called Bella.
So you're forced to have this job.
Other ways, I wouldn't be able to live. I wouldn't have a place to stay. I wouldn't have food or drink.
So they do pay you.
Enough. Or they provide me with places, things to eat.
Right. So would you be able to... I mean, I'm guessing not, if your plan was to buy you out, essentially, so you couldn't just hand in a resignation, could you? No. Okay.
That's a quick way to annoy someone, and then
Yeah.
Is there
in
any,
this city that can be deadly.
out to his parents' place, is there any landmarks nearby that would help us find it?
it's close to the front gate. It's off the main thoroughfare by the front gate.
I briefly described the corner that we rode past.
That down near there. Yeah.
Okay, well, we know the starting point then.
We're sending the names now.
Oh, wait a
we-
fucking minute. Okay, Karen, no, continue.
Yes. So, who's the master of the nail and board?
That's a dwarf by the name of. Bear with me.
Right, Liam, have your NPCs ready.
That's cool. That's fine.
He's not expecting someone to ask what the master craftsman is a random carpentry shop.
His name
There's something about a
is
mystery and expectation to ask everything.
yeah. Travok.
Or Travok.
Travok.
Seen enough Inspector Morse.
I'm a poor world man myself.
That too. Right. So you say people go disappearing all the time. has it been more more regular recently? More intense? That's not quite the word, but
maybe I've not really noticed, but maybe some of the others have seen something, heard something.
okay.
Maybe, I don't know. It's not something I really pay attention.
No,
attention
that's
to.
understandable. Right.
And so can you just go over the last time you saw each other once more for me?
He came to the Succubi's seduction. He paid Bella to hire me for the night. We spent the night together, and then he left to go home. Maybe it would have been about 1 a.m. maybe. And then yeah, he headed off. He was here with some of his friends. He came with some friends, but obviously they were only around for a little bit of drinking before they hired their own entertainment.
Do you know their name?
I don't know their names.
This is solely annoying. I think I've 5 more names.
But to be fair, he also doesn't know the names.
Okay.
Were they regulars too?
To an extent, yeah. They come a lot because Rios likes to come here.
And we can find you next door, yes?
Yes.
We have some leads to follow up. We promise you nothing, but we will do what we can for you.
Thank you.
Probably best not to mention it though.
I wasn't. It's you're not from here.
Around here.
Oh no, this conversation we've just had stays in this room.
I'd chivvy him out the door. I'd chivvy him out the door.
Cool.
Jeez, that's polite.
Wait, did you shoot?
Poor little distressed halfling, and you're like, come on. Good God.
It seemed the conversation was coming to a halt and he wasn't leaving.
Let's go. He makes his way out, takes a deep breath, and heads down the stairs and heads to next door.
Head back to work.
Yeah. Or heads to work rather than back to work.
I asked people the general plans for the day, so I know what he's now doing. But I don't know what anyone else is doing.
Well, I think
Well, we need to go pay a visit to a carpenter and a house.
Halfling or two, yeah.
What time was the fight?
Is the fight?
Midday.
Okay, so what time is it now?
After that conversation, it's about 10 o'clock.
Okay, cool.
You've got
So
a
you're
little while until your fight.
Yeah.
which one of these giant towers is you're fighting?
Banes Conquest.
The big spiky one.
Oh, that one.
I mean, they're all being
And
all spiky.
everyone like not just our characters, everyone's in this room, right?
Yeah, we're all
Yes.
fighting one tower.
Yeah.
For my fight, I don't want anyone interfering, otherwise they're gonna kill me.
That seems strong-handed.
Outsiders can't interfere.
Did you want to borrow some extra potions?
Execution seems as well.
One should do enough.
Do you mean the one you've got or you want one more?
I've got one.
Cool.
Can you,
No, you're having a second one. Fuck you.
can you be healed between
I'll
fights?
say I'll give you a
What's
break.
funny is
Yeah, I
you were
can
being
use
upfront about it. I was like, do I have potions? Yeah, can I slap hand one into it?
No, I'm like, no, you're having that. I don't care what you say.
I can use one between. I can use potions between fights, and then
Oh, good. Here, take this.
I also have
Everyone's
a healing
just like,
potion.
I'm a healing potion.
okay. Don't think I'll need this many,
Yes,
I'm
but
planning-
let's play it safe. If you come back out with them, we can just give them back.
Exactly.
Well, my plan's to come back out, because if I lose a fight, I'm dead.
So what now?
Right.
You didn't mention that, did you?
You definitely didn't go halves on this thing, did you?
Definitely glad I gave you the healing potion. Okay.
That's how the pits work.
Well, that's a change of plans for the day, I suppose.
2 hours and then flying in pits, I guess.
Well,
Well, before that, you've got to
do you need to be there early?
Midday.
Okay.
Did the fight start on midday or did it arrive midday?
They didn't actually specify.
Well, if
Well,
midday's
maybe
the time
get
you
there half
have
an
then,
hour early.
yes.
Yeah, maybe you chaperone him.
Unfortunately, the dude you went and spoke to could not give a shit.
No.
It was like this. Yes,
For real.
it does much,
For 11:30.
Yes.
Alright. Also, with this, well, with what's going on here, the workers down there basically slaves.
To an extent.
Grey area?
Sounds
Okay.
exactly the same as how I got brought up.
Well, were you made to fuck people against your will?
Yep.
Yeah, to kill them.
In a way.
Not with the axe, with the... Never mind.
With the sword.
6-inch mutton dagger.
All I got was food and drink.
Does
Sounds
seem
the
that
same
it's
to
a
me.
similar situation.
If we can, I'd like to, well, stop it.
Yes, but I don't think we can foment and execute a revolution here.
Yeah, so that's a nice plan, I'm on board, but that will take a lot.
We might not be strong enough now, but
No,
one way or the other,
long-term
I'm
goal.
coming back
Oh
later.
yes, we can come back here and either buy out the whole thing or firebomb it, either way.
More thunderstorms.
I just thought I'd, well,
Put it out there is the phrase, I believe.
I can go with I don't particularly like slavery.
That's fair. Derek says, because I have some things from Derek, because I've been talking to Rob, because he was going to get some of this information. Throndraek, it sounds like someone is maybe kidnapping people for some sort of cult reason or something.
Fuck, that was a loud horse.
That's a fucking foghorn.
That was a ship leaving, I didn't realise.
I mean, it might be the thunder. It might be raining. What is the weather?
segue!
Getting that in.
That's a point.
Drizzle.
We
Ah.
really need to make a weather
Oh,
report
it's
jingle.
fucking raining! Anyways, what's Derek saying?
It is.
Yeah.
It is a very stormy, unpleasant continent. That is. that
We're
is the
basically
basis.
we're in Ireland.
Or Scotland.
Yeah, either one. It's wet all the fucking
So, yeah, what's
time.
Derek saying?
Yes.
They're taking people.
So potentially, you said you wanted to fight in the pits because you wanted a fight. Potentially, if we were to go looking into the disappearances, we might find a fight, but one that's less stacked against you.
I think if we look into this, we're definitely going to find fights.
Rather than being somewhere where none of us can help you.
That's the point of single combat.
Maybe you could still have single combat elsewhere. But you won't die if we help you?
I'm not gonna die. Cord watches over me.
Okay.
Got to love the man's confidence.
Cool, well we tried.
And if he's not watching over me, then the god's with it.
Well, you can go and slap him in the afterlife.
I think. How long do you reckon? How long do pit fights on the I'm going to ask the bartender when we go
Ooh,
downstairs.
ask him. He's a fucking pit
No,
fighter.
I mean for this, it might have breaks in between the different fights and stuff. This.
No, it's
Fights.
the from the conversation you overheard, it is literally you just keep going until there is one person left alive, or no people left alive, depending on how it goes.
Oh, fair enough. So it's going to be only like 10-15 minute fights.
Yeah, well, it depends on how many people there are.
Okay.
Because if there's like 100 contestants, they've only got one pit.
No.
But if there's 4 contestants, they've got one pit. It would literally take a minute and a half.
I would suggest waiting to investigate until after his fights, because if it goes bad, what we find out is people in charge of the town that are doing something may need to leave in a hurry.
Of course, it's the people in charge of the town. It's always the people in charge.
Yes, but
Could be
above
some
or
of us,
below, corruption tends to.
Yes, but it's more to make sure we've actually, so he can finish what he wants to.
Throndraek says, it is definitely the people in charge of the town. Well, not quite in charge of the towns. The Hydra Rovers are in charge of the town. The people in charge of the pits are the Black Vultures, one of the other pirate crews.
I was actually saying differently, as in, if we investigate what's happening with the capture of disagreeing people, we might end up finding out that someone else is doing something and then we might have to leave the town very rapidly.
That's fair.
So we might want to
You're
finish this
expecting
first.
extraordinary rendition. Or more. The mob run the city, the mob have taken some people out.
It's more prudent, so if things go bad, I would like to finish any business we have.
Are you sure we're going to be safe on this ship?
No.
Absolutely no idea.
We're not going to be
Not
safe
at all.
on any ship, regardless of who we hire.
Actually, that's a very good point. Yes.
Because
No.
of where just the nature of where we're going.
Dangerous waters.
Our gods will protect us.
Hopefully so.
I was like, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure we are not on that boat.
I'd prefer
We are
not
on
to
a
be.
completely different boat with a more competent captain.
That's the
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. I will be referring to the two gods that surprisingly that I listen to, which is Cord and Melora.
Well, I'm hoping for calm waters.
Yeah, Melora. Yeah, that's
I
right.
thought I was on
Yeah,
the
it's right. Yeah.
At the moment, I only see one way of us.
They're the two that I would have learnt growing up
Yeah,
with my
yeah,
powers
that makes sense.
and where I was living. Where
Cool.
There are only two ways I see of us being able to afford one or the other.
the pits do
Agents.
a lot better than we expected.
Don't get me wrong, I'd love to be on a ship with Captain Peg, but
I'm sure someone would. But
where the fuck is he anyway?
There's a
just pull a blanket back.
There's a knock at the door.
I wasn't
We
joking.
open the door. But there is
Um,
that tip half back, and it is.
It's not a halfling. It's a female human
Okay.
who sort of looks around at you. Is one of you Derek? One of you Pa? One of you? What's the other name I got given?
Icarus?
No, Icarus is still there. Eldoran.
Yes.
And you
Wonderful.
are?
I'm just here to run an errand for Captain Peg.
Oh.
She said that she is claiming Icarus for the day.
Oh, very good.
Pick
It's
him
all
up.
yours.
There you go.
No, Icarus isn't here.
He's still
Oh, he's still
there.
not there.
Yeah.
Oh, he's still with her.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's right.
god. Okay.
Okay.
She thought she would let you know.
We appreciate
The communication.
yes, the community.
We'll tell her we'd like him back for dinner.
I don't think we'll get him back until
I don't think so either.
I'll see, but I think she intends to take him out for dinner.
Oh,
Nice for
look
sure.
at that.
In which case, have fun.
He's all yours.
Well, hers. Yes.
Yes.
Good day. She turns to
No.
leave.
Well, I was shut up. The city isn't all bad then.
Maybe we'll end up on that boat after.
So then they've gone, yes.
That's where we find
So
out
that
about you.
woman's left, the other person's left.
Yeah.
So, this Captain Peg. What, on a scale of 1 to 10, how high is she? How good is she looking?
I mean, I'm not. Humans aren't really my thing, but I don't know, 7.5, 8. I was more looking at the two dwarfs that were at the table.
Fair enough.
Obviously.
I was trying to work out what they were playing.
Yeah, you had no idea.
One of them had 4 cards, one of them had 2. That one definitely looked like it was a different set, and none of the piles were the same.
Did they
Someone
have?
else
They
had
have.
dice.
Did
Does
they
the
have
game
sets
sound
of 3
familiar?
and 4 on the table in front of them?
They,
Or they all run a 7?
they were all cheating, therefore it was fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Peg's
On a
still
side note,
that
one of
particular
the
game.
games we recently got for my mum for her birthday was Cheetah's Monopoly. The
Is that
game-
just Millennial Monopoly?
No.
we haven't actually opened it yet, but we assume you actually have to just cheat your way to victory.
Probably.
Yeah.
Line.
And that sounds interesting to me.
No,
Peg-
I'm the banker,
Peg-
I didn't just
Peg,
slip
Peg
the
with her officers, the game is entirely above board. Or any of her crew, because she likes doing things fair. If she was playing with someone else's crew,
Cheating.
cheating
Oh,
would be
then
out the
like-
fucking door, yeah.
Yes.
They'd
Yes.
also be.
Yes.
Probably, yes.
Okay.
Well, unless we're doing anything else, I might as well make my way over there now.
Sure.
Well, we
We're
should
all
get you a
gonna
good breakfast first.
Alright.
I
Cool.
wouldn't let you die.
I am
Just
going
have
to talk to the bartender and ask them about betting on the pit fights.
Cool.
I'll get that man a good breakfast.
Cool. Good breakfast. You guys do have food included in the things you've already paid for, but to get a good breakfast, it's
Yeah.
not, you know, it's,
Yeah,
it will fill you
oatmeal
up.
versus
A full English.
Yeah. But it will cost, let's say, yeah, it will cost 10 gold.
that is a very expensive breakfast.
Damn!
I have food, drink, and lodging, banquet per person, 10 gold.
Having a banquet for breakfast.
It's not a banquet, but it's also everything's hiked up in price.
Your son needs to learn Heroes Feast. Your son's gonna get there first.
We might have to use some material components.
No, he's just gonna go, food! There we go.
He's like, I'm
Derek.
starving. Oh, I can do that.
Yeah. Derek grabs a quick bite to eat and then says, I'm going to go next door and talk to some people.
Alright.
And he'll go next door and talk to people. I should have checked how long he was going to do that for, if he was going to pay for the time.
I assume he'll pay for the time, did last time.
Or he would offer his own services.
I'll just work it out with him later.
Yeah, I'll work it out. Like,
How many potions do I have? Like 93?
I gave you one.
I gave you one.
I offered
Of
you
what? Like normal?
Normal.
Standard health potion.
greater.
So if I drink like all these healing potions at the same time,
You will
we
die.
pre-mix them if you really wanted.
Would a
Then you
previous
can
healing
definitely
give you the
die.
full healing for both, or
I don't think you can
It would be I roll on the unstable potion table and see what
Yeah,
happens.
so-
you gave me a normal.
yes.
They could literally just explode in his
I don't
face
think
there
I'm
and
going to
then.
need all this.
I don't care. I'd rather you have them just in case.
I'm not even planning on using one. Like, it's-
Yeah,
so
you're
that's
planning on
Throndraek's plan.
No one ever plans on using anything. This is the 2 greater, and he gets a permanent bonus.
Yeah,
whatever he rolls to his
He's
healing.
permanently blowing bubbles.
Yeah, destruction.
Because that's one of the missions.
So yes, so Derek does that, he disappears for however long it is, but you guys are eating, and he will come back, and he will say...
Does he do the same fake swagger?
No. No, because
Real
he
swagger.
literally went to ask questions. He says, so I've just spoken to Pearl and Sapphire. Couple of things. Some of their regulars have been going missing. Which they said is not necessarily a strange thing. They've always had people going missing. But
Are they all halflings?
they are not just all halflings.
Okay. I'll throw that theory out the window.
She sort of lists a bunch of people. I would like... I'll have you all make a quick intelligence check for me.
Ooh, my bad.
Hey! That's 18.
I did better this time.
What now? Oh,
Straight intelligence, yeah?
Yep, straight intelligence.
I also got 18.
that one, not one. 13.
14.
13, 18,
4.
That's the number I was expecting from you.
Yes!
It's 18.
Yes.
18.
Okay.
Cool. You two, so listening to the description of the people that are given to you secondhand by Derek, it's sort of, for the most part, the people going missing are those who are sort of either leaving on their own or are from places that people won't be missed, as it were. So they're like street cleaners or tavern wenches, or they're people who perform some ship repairs, but you know they pit nails into planks, sort of thing.
Yes.
Douglas says that the two girls think that in the last few months there have been more people disappearing.
Hmm.
The last one was he said journeyman carpenter.
Yeah, he was a carpenter at. I mean, he worked at a store down the docks. You don't know how big the store is, but he did leave on his own.
Or the people who leave the place on their own.
It's sort of people who've been disappearing, like people who just almost always disappear overnight because that's the most likely time for them to disappear. But the increased disappearances and whatnot they've all been overnight.
And
People-
last few months it's increased.
Walking
Yeah.
home by themselves.
Walking home by themselves, or people who just won't be missed.
How long ago did the Hydra Rovers take over?
About 6 months ago.
Okay. We're gonna need that escape ship.
Should ask Mama.
So we're ready to go when we need to go. So
Yeah, Jack's ready. Old mad Jackie is ready to go whenever you want him. Him and his mama.
He can't actually hold down a cruise, he just kidnaps a bunch of people. It's time for a voyage.
And stole the ship.
Peter Pan, hello.
He did steal the ship. He got the ship fair and square.
and from what Peg said, his
Yeah,
crew is
crew
actually
is
quite loyal to him. So
Yeah, his crew
sometimes.
is loyal as fuck to him. Yeah.
then again,
Maybe
They're all
maybe they've all
mad.
got their own mama.
No, maybe they have the same mama.
It's their communal mama.
we're getting a ride on the Flying Dutchman here.
That'd be
Fun.
fun.
Part of the
Breathe
ship,
water.
part of the crew. Part of the ship,
I've
part
got a
of the
water
crew.
breathing potion.
I
bought this ages ago.
You'll drown last.
Yeah. I bought that when we found we were going for it.
So yeah, people have been disappearing. Increased disappearances in the last few months. People who are on their own or who won't be noticed, not just halflings.
Well, if we find one of them, I guess we'll find them all.
We should also be careful because people who are just arriving in the town and plan to leave soon are also people who won't be missed.
Yeah, but we do travel as a group.
Most of us. Icarus is already gone.
The description also covers,
Yes, but we know where Icarus is and what
Is
he's
that-
doing specifically.
Who?
who he's doing. The description was like people who are street leaders and whatnot. They're not going to take a bunch of heavily armed adventurers and
They're not going to take a noble.
It would be a pretty bad
And I
fight.
don't think
Yeah.
you want a sorcerer that might just explode on you.
yeah.
You never
There's-
know.
I mean,
there's-
Peg likes that.
Hey.
Oh my god.
I completely didn't mean to say that.
Does
About that.
Peg ask him to cast spells midway through, just in case?
I just read Peg likes a sorcerer who explodes on that.
Yeah.
Oh no, okay. On, in, around.
Oh, dear lord. Okay. So
Who needs a chalk outline?
that is the information that you guys have.
Wonderful.
We're going to his fight. What was said about the fights, the betting and stuff?
Oh right, yeah. You bet at the when you're going in, you can bet at the door. There's a sort of betting station, as it were.
Do they give credit?
For you, yes, because you are entering the pit yourself. It's a risk. a higher. You'll get back less from the bet than you would otherwise. Because the risk for them is if you die, they don't get the money. But they don't lose anything if you die anyway, so. They literally just make money or have no loss.
How do they make money?
Hmm?
If he bets on credit, so he said, I'm going to give you money if I win to bet on myself.
Because he gets
So then they
way-
give you money.
he gets way lower odds.
That
They
still doesn't make any
lose money
sense.
if I win.
They
basically.
lose
That's
money
very
if you win,
true.
they don't
No, that's
make
a
any
fair
money
point.
if you-
No, that's a fair point.
Yeah, they make money on
I
every
suppose it
other
might,
side.
it
Yeah.
might be incentive
Yeah.
to get people to fight, to go in and fight.
Yeah, I mean, if you get
extra odds to bet yourself.
if you get cut rate odds to bet on yourself, if all but one of them die, they win on all but one of them.
He's asking for it on credit. So
I will,
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
take
yeah.
credit and I will bet on
All
this guy to
feeling
win.
of it.
That's not me.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hang on.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they do take. They will accept credit for the people who are fighting on the basis that the people who are fighting are the reason why they can run the business. It's in their
I'm
benefit.
guessing it's not much, so they can take credit, like 10 gold to get 15
Yeah,
gold back.
it's not massive amounts. It's not how you make the money in the pits.
Yeah, living.
Yeah,
That's how you do it.
living, especially if you get into a big bracket. She does say that she took the liberty of seeing how many entrants there were for this particular one, because sign-ups would have closed the night before. There are a total of 8 of you,
Quite a small fight.
so it's a small one.
How much does that decrease the overall pot that the victor would take?
Well, the victor takes 60% of the pool.
It's just 6% of all the bets, or the money that comes from bets.
Oh no, the
No,
entrance.
it's
Oh, okay, so it's.
The house
15
takes
gold?
all the bet money.
So you pay 15 gold, 8, 20, 60%, 10, 6 times 12 is 72 gold.
Sure.
Better than poking the arm sharpstick.
Yeah.
That's
Or a
not
great act. You know, it's like.
Or a piece of shit.
Yeah, so off to the.
Off to the fights
Cool.
we go.
So are we betting on him?
Yes.
Probably should do.
Cool. No, she. Oh no, she doesn't tell you that. She just tells you she got the other entrance. Cool. So you go to the pits.
Oh, that's never.
That's fine. You, I assume, first of all head up to the tote stand, as it were. The tote stool.
Yeah.
Cool. Your odds. You can see this is the first time you get to see the bracket. So it has your name at the far right side of the list of 8 names.
Actually, it's on the far left-hand side.
Yeah.
As we were told, is that on?
Yeah, it's that sort of thing. Yeah. Just bear with.
Oh, has he given me that yet? No. He hasn't blessed you yet. Has he blessed you? That was my question. Have you been blessed by someone to give you the extra D4?
Well, I got inspiration ages ago.
No, man.
No one's cast bless.
That's what I was asking.
I'm not allowed outside help.
During the fight.
That
Bless.
is still during the fight.
Yeah. Bless also only lasts for a minute,
Oh, okay.
so you got half an hour before the fight starts.
Yeah, no, if Derek was to inspire him, it would last a bit longer.
Yeah.
Inspire
I
now,
know.
but
Is inspiration really? I mean, it is helping. But
It's helping. It's not noticeable help.
Yeah.
So Derek did offer if you wanted to be inspired during.
I mean,
the
is it
fight.
actually a magical ability, or is it literally he's just talking you up?
He's just
I
talking.
don't-
Essentially, he's just talking you up.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
so
you
that,
should
that's
talk
not
him up
that's
as
not that's not really.
Yeah. It's
If it's a
technically
magical
help-
ability,
Yeah, he's-
like he won't accept it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's like just a like he's
He's your corner guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially, he's a corner guy who can give you inspiration. So yeah,
Yeah,
he is
good, but-
willing to inspire you during the fight because you can probably get away with it. Like there are ways around the system. It's essentially you can't have someone sitting there being like healing word, healing word, healing word.
Yeah.
Bane.
when he's on the floor.
Bane.
Oh, he's back. What?
Yeah.
Slow.
Yeah. Shit like that. And the reason you get all the rules explained to you, the reason why they say the person who gets helped gets executed, but only after the fight, is so that if you try to help the other person, so make it look like they get defeated, so make it look like they're receiving outside help, you're probably going to cause your friend to die. So they don't do it until the fight has ended, and then the person gets killed.
What if someone does it to both contestants?
They both get killed.
They'll both get killed. At the end of the fight,
That's the rules.
one of them...
Not the person who cast it.
Nope.
Just
Because
Actually,
they're not going to find out who the hell cast it. There's like hundreds of people
There's just
watching.
People contending.
That just sounds a very good way of assassinating someone you don't like. Then right.
Yes, that's
But
exactly what I was
I mean, if they're in the fights, they're likely to die anyway.
Yeah.
You know, in this, you've got a 1 in 8 chance of surviving. If assuming odds are equal, odds are not equal.
Odds are equal.
Odds are
What's
not
his
equal.
current odds?
Okay, so the other name of the name of the other side is Rand Cold-Hearted Keats. Is the first name, and Throndrake's name's at the other at that end.
So he's expected to be
So
at
my,
least
so
one
my,
of the
my,
best
so my odds aren't
fighters.
very high then.
Your odds are not high at all. You've got I always forget which way around it is. 1 to 2, or
Well,
2 to 1.
Well, 2 to 1 is you bet 1, you get 2 back.
1 to 2.
So you bet one, you get.
No, you bet 2, you get 1 back.
Yeah, so you'll make a net of
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
So you get your money back and an extra 1.
Yes. Yeah.
You get what you paid half a day.
That was really short.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that the same odds as Cold-Hearted?
That's exactly the same odds as Cold-Hearted. Yeah.
What's everyone in the middle got?
Yeah, how's Jim in the middle?
Jim.
Jim will fix it in the middle.
And Jeff. Remember Jeff?
So the other names.
Jim's got
Let's
wrench.
just check my list of things.
I was thinking cigarette cuts.
This sounds like a very good way of making money. Just put all your money on the middle people and then just helping everybody else.
Have everyone else executed.
Yeah, but the people in the middle are the weakest ones. If you start helping everyone else, the people in the middle are going to die.
You're really the other people dead first though. The two outside ones kill each other off. So you've only the weak people in the middle. fighting.
But the middle ones have to go through the out ones. That's how a bracket works.
Yeah, that's why you get them killed in their first round. Before they can go to the next round.
The weak
Anyway.
people will die in their
They
first
die
round.
afterwards, remember? They get executed afterwards, so they
After
still
their
have to
first
go.
fight. Alright.
No, it's at the end of the whole
Hey.
fight.
It's at the right at the end. It's at the
Question
end.
for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I can't see like this only lasts X amount of time. Could I literally spend dice to use rally on him before the fight?
Oh.
Rally is
Last two take a long rest. I thought it was.
Temporary hit points.
that. Yeah, that lasts until a long rest. Yeah.
Oh, that's
If any of these effects, would I consider any of these effects like as cheating?
You.
Guess he's giving you a pep talk.
Yeah, I'm also
Well,
going
the thing with temporary hit points is essentially it's a way. It essentially is an increase to your luck. You will get hit and you won't take damage.
Mhm.
Your actual you're gonna. It may well be visible to someone that a blade gets swung at you, and it cuts through you, but it doesn't leave a mark.
Yeah, you just brush it off.
Okay, so that could be visible then.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe not then.
like even if the inspiration is seen as like cheating.
I mean, it technically is cheating. Any outside help would be considered cheating. The whole point of a pit fight is you fight on one on
No,
one.
he'll just refuse all of it.
Mhm.
Okay.
So you don't
Cool.
have 6 temporary hit points.
Did you, if you roll a 6?
I rolled a 5,
Ah.
but it's plus my charisma modifier.
Okay. Yeah, so you got cold-hearted at the end. You've got against cold-hearted is Orif Loader. Then next to them you've got Kato. I don't know, Maria rather, who is against Gaius Daya. Most of these are humans.
Okay.
In fact, actually, all of them are humans apart from 2 people.
Me and
Orif Loader.
okay.
Let's just get going.
Well, I hope one of them doesn't have a bear with them. Definitely be cheating. Unless you're fighting a bear.
Huh.
You got
I don't know.
Val,
Wait,
Glitterous.
you used spells, couldn't you?
You
So
could
someone
turn
would be a
into a bear.
druid. Yeah, someone would be like, fuck it, I'm a bear now.
I eat
Or
your
a
foes.
slightly higher level druid goes, I'm an earth elemental now.
Yeah.
Bitch!
Fucking hell, that, yeah. Whew. That'd be scary.
Druids, yo.
Okay, druid would do quite well actually in a fight.
They might
They
do.
would they'd do pretty well.
They might do.
There's certainly a
Stand in their healing spirit. While there's a bear.
grapple person.
Power drive.
Okay, so you've got Rand Cold-Hearted Keats, Orifloda, Kato Miria, Gaius Daya, Val Glidraz, Trom Zena, and Maesel Riz.
So I'm against Maesel.
You are against Maesel. Val Glidraz, has 15 to 1 odds.
So he gonna die.
Is
that the commoner?
It might be the commoner, yeah.
There's a corner fighting in a death.
Easy to
Needs
make some
the money.
Yeah. Last resort.
I either die or I get the money and don't die.
Orifloda
When you die,
has
Die and might get money.
2 to 1.
I mean, is anyone betting on anyone else?
No.
Cool.
These odds don't matter. Yeah. That's fine. Essentially, the people the closest to the middle, to an extent, the closer to the middle you get, the higher the numbers up. But a bunch of people have got the same numbers, and then Val Glidraz is just like way, way higher than anyone else. Cool. So you're all putting money on Throndraek, who has 1 to 2 odds. What is everyone betting?
Are we making a party bet?
I figured.
Oh, good, yeah.
Yeah.
How much do we want to put party fund in?
How much do you want to buy?
480.
I should put like 20, 50 in.
I was going to say 50.
It's just 100.
Well, they got faith in me. Well, it's more of a case of I don't want to
Dump a giant stack of gold on the desk and make us a target for anyone else.
Well, yeah.
And also the fact
No,
that
then
That's a lot.
that is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
I mean-
it's not a lot.
Oh, okay.
There are people who legitimately are walking up and putting down bags, like, bags
Oh,
of gold.
Jesus, okay.
Here's
go
my
in like-
treasure chest.
Yeah, I want to put 200 gold on this one.
Oh, maybe we up it then. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're in charge of the money, you decide. You pick a number.
Well, you put
We can
100
send
gold.
Ah,
some
fuck it, 100.
100
gold.
back with it.
100 gold and 200.
I'm gonna ask the. What they're called? The people that take the bets. The bookie.
Bookies,
That's
yeah,
it.
bookie.
Like the odds. If I put a bet on myself, kind of
In credit, yeah. Excuse me.
because I might as well.
They first of all just get some people, and someone comes through. You recognise the guy who registered you. We're like, is that Throndraek? And he's like, mm-hmm.
Just has it here, the table's glued to his arm.
And his arm is close to his
Yeah.
face. It's like
What,
Frank
can
and the
you get,
Condor.
can you get some of the...
Thinking he has a mage hand
Sovereign
there,
glue.
and that's why he's got mage
Yeah.
hand holding
Yeah.
out.
So it's just like sovereign glue. Like
Sovereign glue. Fucking hate my life.
That
One
would explain a
move,
lot of
literally.
things.
Yeah. Cool. So they will give you 1 to 5 odds.
Alright, and how much credit can they?
They will give you a 10 gold credit.
Sure, go for it. So I make 2 gold if I win.
Yeah.
You make 12 gold if you win.
What?
Deal was 10 gold, so you actually get 12 back. Yeah.
I get 2 because they will take their.
They
They keep their credit because it's the credit. Yeah.
Okay, they keep-
Pay back the loan and keep the difference.
Yeah.
It's free money, might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put 9 down.
Is that your personal funds?
Yeah.
Okay.
50 personal funds.
50 personal funds. Okay.
Totally fine. I'm just gonna die the first round now to the commoner.
bets.
Is it even a comment? I like
You're not against the comment. Right, so we got
Oh, whoops.
100 gold pieces. Party.
Dead button instead.
Oh, who?
Give him a heart attack.
I rage and he dies.
You
Before
look
I hit-
at it.
50
Stay
hold around.
for a while.
90.
90 hold around. 90 gold pieces.
How long did your rage last?
A minute. But I have 4 of them.
And 50 gold pieces.
Right,
Edges. Anyone else putting bets down? Cool.
I would give them all of my money for a bet, which is 0
Oh, yeah.
gold.
I'll also just
It's a good bet.
10 gold
You don't
pieces.
lose anything.
Throndraek.
What was that,
Credit.
15 to 1?
Hmm?
What was the plates they were giving you? On credit.
One day.
Oh, I get 1 to 5, so I'll make 2 gold.
Pathetic.
Or 5 to 1 on, I think it is.
Yeah, I
is
think it's
the way of
5
saying.
to 1 on. Yeah. For every five you put on, you get 1 gold back.
I don't know, that's weird. Well,
Yeah.
we know what we mean, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Throndraek, let's on some steam.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, bets have been placed. Fighters are put into pit. Well, not pit. They're put into holding rings.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I will call that as a good moment to take a quick break. So we will be back momentarily with part 2, which will feature
Good
Throndraek's
God!
potential multiple fights to death.
He did say he was going to release the stress.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
God!
I
I think John's nervous.
Evidently.
Go check out our social media and our Patreon. Links are in the description. It's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, twitch.tv/FURN Gaming, and the FURNcast on iTunes and Podbean. And then Patreon is patreon.com/FURN Gaming. See you in the next one.